Today we're going to be learning reverse circles. I don't know if you've ever seen those talent shows and you've seen dogs like spinning around in circles. This here is the exercise that's going to help you teach your dog how to do that trick, which is us walking in circles around me backward. Back. Yes. Spin. Yes. Circle, 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 circle. Send us some videos. All right, greetings, how you doing? I'd like to welcome you today to another episode of Stubbsdale Dog Care Center and Einhorn Soot as we work with Shadow, our Doberman pup. And today we're going to be learning reverse circles. Now we have a couple of lessons to learn before we get to the final goal. And the first one is back, and second will be reverse circles or spin. I don't know if you've ever seen those talent shows and you've seen dogs like spinning around in circles, pivoting on their front paws. Well, this here is the exercise that's going to help you teach your dog how to do that trick. All right, and back is another exercise that we're going to use to teach your dog, right here, to walk backward comfortably. And we're going to use both of those together, right here. Hey. We're going to use both of those together to teach our dog reverse circles. All right, so let's get started. Let's go. So firstly, the reason why we're positioned, right here. The reason why we're positioned here today by this wall is because we're going to be using the wall as a tool for the exercise of back. Remember, you're going to get your high value reward handy, something that your dog likes a lot. All right, then you're going to use a leash and collar if you're in public. If you go off leash and you're in a safe space, have fun. All right. You're going to position the dog in between yourself and the wall. All right. And you're going to walk backward as if you're doing a reverse heel or control walk. And go very slowly so your dog doesn't get flustered and confused and think that they should run away from the situation because you're squeezing them into the wall. But if you walk back slowly enough and use your lure, you can guide them backwards so that they learn the fun of it. Now the second half of this is you're going to call your dog to you. So you're going to get to practice a casual come as well as back. Let's go. So, Shadow. Now usually I don't recommend saying the command before you get the behavior. So when you first introduce a command, you're just going to work on getting the action first. And once you've gotten the action, then start associating the command, which is back, with that action. So I'm just going to train and take a peek. Let's go. Shadow, let's go. Yes. 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 Good job. Now sometimes your dog says, I don't feel like doing anymore and I want to sit. Or I just want to get the reward and be done with it. But Shadow seemed to figure out pretty quickly, get back up, let's keep going. That's how she'll get the reward. Let's go. Let's go. Right here. Good job. Back. 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 Yes. Back. Yes. Back. Good job. Back. Good. Now as you notice, let's go. Now as you notice, I started saying the command because Shadow's getting it pretty good. So I'm associating the word with the behavior that's working out really well. Let's go. Shadow. Up here. Now remember, watch me. Watch me. That's how we teach our dogs focus. Remember, that's exercise number 2 in the Dog Star training program is watch me. Shadow. Up here. Watch me. Yes. If you remember, exercise 1, right here, is teaching a dog to stay put at our side and not run off just because they feel like it, at least when they're in class and the leash is on. So we got exercise 1, the agreement, watch me, 2, down pack, and now we're moving into back into our lesson for the day. Shadow, let's go. Back. Back. Yes. 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 Now, what I'm noticing is with Shadow, can't chew bubble gum and talk at the same time. So what I mean by that is Shadow wants to stop, eat the food, and then keep going. So that's why I'm getting the sit. And I can accommodate that. It's not as serious as that. So I'm going to say back. When she goes back for a bit and I feel I'm ready to reward her, then I'll stop for a second and keep going. So let's try it again. Shadow. Let's go. Back. Back. Yes. Back. Yes. Good job. Let's go. All right, and one more time for good measure. And don't forget to try this at home and let me know how it goes. Send us some videos. Shadow, let's go. Up here. Watch me. Watch me. Hey. Watch me. Yes. All right. Oh, and we could be using our clicker too. So as she does well and starts moving in the direction I want, I'm going to click, and 1 second later give that reward. Let's go. Back. Yes. Good job. All right. Cool. So now let's move on to our second exercise or command of the day before we build to, remember, reverse circles. So for this one, it's teaching our dog to pivot and move that back end. Now, dogs don't naturally move their rear end alone and pivot the front paws. At least, you know, some smart dogs figure out a lot of cool stuff. But typically, we have to teach our dog the muscle memory associated with that spinning around. All right, and so that's what the podium or platform or just the dog pan is going to be used for. Now, if you're on a slippery surface, you could use a carpet, something like that, a block. I mean, there's a lot of different things you could use, but I'm using the dog pan today. Let's go. So the command I use for this is touch. So she associates resting her paws on something as touch. But when I ask her to spin, I'm going to say spin for rear end recognition, where she's pivoting them front paws and circling her body. And then I'm going to say circle for the actual final exercise, which is us walking in circles around me backward. All right, let's go. Shadow, right here. Touch. Yes. Now you're going to angle her head. Oh, we've done this before in previous lessons, right? You've seen the rear end recognition with Shadow in previous lessons. So just piggybacking off of that, we're going to angle her head toward our body and gesture or move toward her. And with her front paws pivoted and, yes, good girl. And because she's learned already to balance herself, then we can stop after a few spins, give her a reward, and then try and go the next way. If you're doing this for the first time, take it a lot slower than this, right? Let's go. Let's go. Touch. Yes. Now remember, we're giving our reward 1 second after the behavior we want is achieved, right? Because, you know, you've heard before, you know, dogs don't remember for a long time or they lose the lesson, so you shouldn't wait for a long time. Well, I mean, we know our dogs have great memories. They smell us and they know who we are. But in terms of teaching a specific word or lesson in that moment, yes, you're going to give your marker, which is the clicker, or the word yes, and then your reward comes, yes, 1 second afterward, so they make the association. All right, so we're going the opposite way now. Remember the first time, Shadow, spin. Yes, the first time we went to the right. This time we're going to go toward the left. Spin. Yes, good job. Now she has better balance going to the right, so I'm going to go a little bit slower. Yes, good job. And she cheats a little bit. She takes that foot off to figure it out. So I'm not going to reward her if that foot comes off. Yes. All right. And it stayed on long enough for me to feel that she achieved it. All right. Excellent. We've got rear end recognition down and we've got back down. And there's one more thing I want to show you with rear end recognition, which is, Shadow, right here. You want to attempt to get to the front of your dog. It's just a great tool to have to be able to move from the side to the front. And sometimes when we teach this lesson, we don't actually ever go to the side if we can't. If we can, we may start at the front if the dog has a good aptitude and is working itself into it good. But anyway, so I'm going to go at the front. And in this case, I'm going to reposition the treat to the side of my body, use my body as kind of a barrier so that that body turns while I stay at the front. Spin. Yes. All right, spin. All the way 360. Yes. Good job. All right, and then let's go the opposite way, right? So, of course, I'm going to switch sides. Spin. Spin. Yes, okay, that was a good one. All right, so I feel we successfully, let's go. Good job. We successfully completed those two for this particular lesson. So now we can jump into the final goal, which was reverse circles, if you remember. So now, with this part of it, you want your dog to start in the agreement. Remember the agreement? Shadow, right here. And sit. Yes, good job. All right. All right, good job. All right, so, and then you're gonna remember to get some focus, so you're gonna move into watch me. Watch me, yes. All right. Puppies get distracted, so you just gotta work with it. I'm gonna drop the leash for this because it's gonna be too much to try to hold the leash. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the treat in my right hand, Shadow, right here. Hey, up here. And I'm gonna lure Shadow, or get Shadow focused on the lure. Let's go. Let's go. Now I'm gonna angle outward and spin my body as well, so that Shadow goes to the straight around. So if you notice, she's doing the reverse circle and back at the same time as I spin my body. All right, now once I stop spinning, I'm gonna face one direction, which would be forward toward where I'm facing now. I'm gonna stay facing forward, and then I'm gonna continue to encourage Shadow to make the same motions, and then that's gonna work itself right perfectly into a reverse circle. Let's go. Good job. Circle, 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 circle. Let's get two. Circle, 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 circle. Sit. Good job. Now I like to sit Shadow at the end of it so that she knows that it's done, at least for that moment. And before I say, hey, let's do it again. So I had the reward in both hands, but if you notice, when I did the reverse circle both times, or the third time, or the 3 times, I didn't use the second hand. I just used one hand the whole time. So I'm going to do it once or twice for you, switching hands, so you can see how to do that, because sometimes that does make it a little bit easier for your dog to catch on and not get confused with your hand maybe moving in the opposite direction to where you want them to go. And then sometimes that causes them to slow down or back up or something. All right, so let's try it again. Let's go. Circle. So right here is where I would switch hands. And then keep going. Circle. Yes. Circle. And sit. Yes. And give the reward afterward. All right, so I'll show you that again. I'll use one hand again, so in case you wanted to do it that way. Right here. Circle. All right. Yes. So you see where I brought my hand across the front of my body to a very attentive dog? That would have actually caused the exercise not to work out, because they would have stopped and followed that treat. All right, and so let's go back to doing it with 2 hands so we don't have any confusion with our dogs and even us getting mixed up. All right, right here. Yes, good job. Right here. Circle. All right, now you see the switch behind my back to my right hand from the left? Now I'm twisting Shadow's head outward because that helps her angle her body. Sit and finish. All right, good job. I'm actually going to take the leash off so it doesn't get tangled. And of course, with your beginner dogs that are not coming back 100% of the time, you don't want to take the leash off. But once your dog moves on to intermediate or advanced, and you're able to relatively guarantee that if you call your dog, they're coming back because you've tried it a bunch of times and they've proven themselves, then you can take a chance. Shadow. Circle. Yes. Circle. Yes, good job. Keep going. Circle. All right. And sit. So like I said, I want you to send me your videos from home. And as we get more advanced, you get more advanced, we'll be able to show our progress together, right? So I've been moving a little bit as I've been doing the circles just to help Shadow get the motion. But obviously, as we advance and you advance, we'll all be more stationary and facing one direction as our dog does most of the work on their own. All right, so thank you once again for watching our channel. I'm Devlin, this is Shadow, and you're watching Stubbsdale Dog Care Center and Einhorn Soot. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.